of crazy attention, but hopefully you guys can see me pretty well. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty well. But you know what I typically do? I kind of let things kind of go on in a sense, time wise. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to allow like the 3 minute mark to go by, and I'm going to do a lot of filibustering to see who's all going to show up in here. And I'm pretty sure some of you may or may not get this, depending on what part of the world you're in or what side of the planet you're on. So right now, where I'm at right now, it is 5:35 p.m. Central Time. So some of y'all might watch this later. Some of y'all might be watching this right now. But if you are in the live video right now, I'm going to see who's all in the his house. So y'all know me. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. You know I'm greatly appreciative of it. If there's any of you in here right now, I don't see any comments yet, but I would like to know if any of you guys can hear me yet. And I don't see anything yet. If you're watching this later than 6 o'clock p.m., don't answer this question because you might be watching the rerun of this. So again, I'm asking if any of you that are in this chat right now, I just want to make sure you guys can hear me pretty well before I get started on this. Bats Boombastic just says you are on, but I don't know if you can hear me yet. Let me know if you can hear me, Bats. But you are watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, just in case. Those of you that are watching right now, I would ask you to double check and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And if you're on a phone right now, double tap the screen. It'll give the video a thumbs up. It helps push out the information on. So you are very clear, says Bats. And then Val Brooks said I can hear you, so I appreciate that. I'm probably going to get started in the 3 minute mark. And I'm pretty sure, based off of what I'm getting ready to talk about, YouTube is not going to let a whole lot of people or alert a whole lot of people that I am live right now because of the situation and the conversation that I'm going to be bringing up to get people a little, information on. So anyway, again, appreciate you guys all being here. I'm going to start in the 3 minute mark. Shout out to Bats and Val for being in here right now. Although it's showing it's more than you guys are in here, I guess. Like I was saying, I have not stopped doing them. It's interesting that now I'm doing a video like this and YouTube's AI is catching on to the topic. And all of a sudden, it's reconnected. So guys, again, let me know if y'all can hear and see me right now because it just stopped and then it went on again. But Big Mac, I have not ever stopped doing the reactions. I've always done the reactions. They've never stopped. I've been doing them year after. They've still been on there. Just YouTube haven't promoted them. So you guys, we're at the 3 minute mark or past the 3. And again, I'm telling you, you're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. I'm greatly appreciative of it. And I always tell you guys, double check and make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. And then we'll go from there. So, if you were here right now and tuning in, I don't know if you guys all know this. It seems like the internet is going crazy because President Trump posted on his Truth Social. And when he posted on his Truth Social, I went myself and seen what a lot of conversations was about. I saw the post. I saw posts that people made. I saw videos that people were making. I saw a lot of the, you already know, the far left media definitely jumping in on this and completely going at it and blasting him over this, right? So here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. All I kept seeing, and all you guys probably kept, did it just mess up again? I told you, I already knew it. I knew it. They think they're going to make me thought this is what they do. Look, thank you, Big. Yeah, see, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, anyway, like I was saying, I'm about to go in the house. I don't know. Look, there's no reason why I should be losing connection out here. Anyway, like I was saying, he posted on Truth Social, and that's his own platform, kind of like X, right? And all you saw was these news organizations and these different people making videos. Trump wants to take out slavery out the Smithsonian Museum. He wants to take, that's all you kept seeing was that, right? So what people don't know is that this current movement in the world right now, it only wants you guys mosquitoes. It only wants you guys to just hear somebody's talking points. That's it. It only wants you to hear the talking points and run with. So all these news organizations that are saying Trump saying he's going to do something about the Smithsonian Museum. He called it woke and said he wants to take out slavery. Blah 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 blah. A lot of people jumped on board and went and ran with that as well. They went and they ran with that story. They all just started coming out of the woodworks. Oh, look what Trump did. Look what Trump said. He said slavery. He wants to take out slavery. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I do. I'm getting ready to do something here real quick, and I want to read to you guys what Trump said, right? Because this is what we're supposed to do, right? But what you're going to have right now, you're going to have those individuals that's already making these assumptions. Oh, here you go. We already know you. Oh, we already know you. Well, let me tell you what he said on his Truth Social. Okay? This is Truth Social. That's his post right there, right? I'm going to read off what he said. He said the museum throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about the success, nothing about the brightness, nothing about the future. We are not going to allow this to happen, and I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museum and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities. Right? With colleges and universities. So far, tell me what y'all heard that was wrong. Tell me what you heard that was wrong. He said, we are not going to allow this to happen, and I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities where tremendous progress has been made. This country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including our museums. What they took from that was only how bad slavery was. Trump put on his thing, we got to do something about Smithsonian. It's out of control. We need to quit talking about how bad slavery was. That's all they did. Y'all should know this. They took that, they ran with that. That's all they talked about. But that's not what he said. And I'm going to read it again to some of you that's late in here. He said the museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible the country is. Ding! Everything that's discussed is about how horrible the country is. 1. How bad slavery was. 2. And how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. 3. He said they say nothing about success, nothing about the brightness, and nothing about the future. We are not going to allow this to happen, and I've instructed my lawyers to go through and do the same and start the same process that has been done in colleges and universities where tremendous progress has been made. The country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including our museums. So, what was wrong about that? Where in that post did he say, I'm taking out the history of slavery? Where in that post did he say I'm taking any of that out? He said the Smithsonian is full of this, where all they talk about is how bad America was, how bad slavery is, that's what he said. Okay. Because I want to make sure we get this right. He said everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. So out of that post right there, where did he mention or even give you a hint that he wants to take that out? If you have the brain to even understand something, if all I fed you your entire life was bread, bologna, and water. And all you hear people talk about where you go is bread, bologna, and water. If someone comes around and tell you, how come all we talk about is bread, bologna, and water? Do you know that there's also orange juice, there's apple juice, there's sourdough bread? You know what I'm saying? There's pumpernickel bread. There's ribeye steaks. There's ribs. There's chuck eye. There's chicken. There's more to this life than water, bread, and bologna. Would you go? They want to get rid of bologna. They want to get rid of water. They want to get rid of the bread. No, idiots. He's saying stop only focusing on those things. There's other things to America than how bad America is, how bad slavery was, and the downtrodden. There's way more to America than just those things. In other words, wake up to all the bull crap that they only been feeding us since even when I was in elementary school. That's all they talked about. But you got people out here who have already made videos. He trying to whitewash slavery. Trump getting ready to white. Come on now, stop that. He can't whitewash slavery because you can look the stuff up on your fingertips if you have the brain and actually the energy and the tenacity to go and do something like that. It's right there online for you to look it up. So he can't whitewash it. Now I get about artifacts and all that, but he never mentioned one time that he was going to get rid of that stuff. He just saying we need to quit just only talking about that. But since y'all do want to bring it up, because all folks like to do, all you like to do is focus on slavery, right? That's what y'all love that. It's almost like if they take that away, you won't have no excuse to why you are the way you are. I don't care what any of you say right now. Any of you living human beings right now, black folks, you're not really mad about this. Stop it. Stop it. I'm seriously stop. You're not really upset. You don't really sit there and act like slavery is really impacting your life. Stop it. You're just going along with the wave of it. Come on now. If you go through your life, you still eating, you still sleeping, you driving your car, you going to work, you coming home. If you got a wife, you talking to your wife, you talking to your kids. You don't go your whole day. I'm just looking for a reason to be mad. Come on now, stop. You're not doing that. None of you have experienced slavery at all. Because you didn't experience it, stop acting like you have some sort of trauma from it. You did not experience it. You did not go through it. But you know what? Since we are on this, what they don't talk to you guys about is all of America's history. You notice that? They don't talk about all American history, but since we are here right now, let me give you some of my research right here. You do know that initially slavery was not a race thing, and it never was a race thing. Yes, you heard it here. I know Steve Harvey got mad when I said this. D.L. Hughley got mad when I said this, but neither one of them wanted to have me on their show. Steve Harvey still did not want to have me come on the Breakfast Club to explain myself. All they want to do is take a clip that I said slavery was never about race, and then they ran with it. That's it. And everybody, this dumb Negro, this dumb Negro, this dumb Negro, this dumb. That's all they did. That's all you ran with. 20 to 40% of indigenous people were enslaved by other indigenous people here in America. You hear that? Before y'all want to get all on the Christopher Columbuses and the colonization of white people and all this stuff, you know, Indians were enslaving other Indians, prisoners of war, things like that. You know, they were already doing slavery over here, right? And since you do want to talk about it while it's fresh in my brain, you do know that Indians had black slaves too, huh? But oh, y'all don't want to give the Indians no smoke, right? We don't want to do that. You don't want to talk about how Indians had your black busted slaves too. You don't want to talk about that, huh? Oh, we only going to focus on the white people and what the white people did and what they did. Slavery, and I don't even know I even have to keep on talking about this. Slavery was going on in all of the world before black people arrived here in America. it was already going on. Black people were enslaving black people in Africa. The Slavs were like the first of the slaves. There was Irish slavery over here. There were people that came to America straight to the north, sponsored, that became pretty much indentured servants. So what are you talking about? Let me give you a little bit of history lesson here. 1501 to 1875, 12.7 million Africans enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. You hear that? From 1501 to 1875, 12.7 million Africans were enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. 43% went to Portugal. 43% went to Portugal. 24 to 26% went to the English. 11% went to the French. 8 to 15% went to the Spanish. 4 to 5% went to the Dutch. 2 to 4% went to the United States. 1% went to Denmark. Wait, so 2 to 4% went to the United States. And here you are acting like the United States was the only country to do it. We were the least of all these countries I just named off to have a whole lot of them. Okay, somebody said I'm buffering. Josephine, what part did I buffer at? What part did I buffer at? Because YouTube is doing this. What was the last thing you heard before it buffered? Because I'll repeat it again. Wow. Shout out to Uncle Tom that's in here right now. Y'all see Uncle Tom in here. Let me see if I can highlight it. If y'all can highlight, I've just pinned this message right here. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Uncle Tom. He goes live a lot and do a whole lot of panels and things like that. So you can feel free to go over there and jump on his channel. Maybe I need to go somewhere where I can get a little bit more clarity because that's strange. I'm clearing up now. No, it's not raining out here at all. You see the sun shining on me. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I'm going to take you guys somewhere else. So hold tight. Am I good? Am I good? So give me a second here. Let me. All right, so is that better now? It don't make no sense because this phone hasn't had no issues like this, guys. I've been going live a lot. And then when I get to talking about certain subjects, all of a sudden YouTube starts to have these glitches and things going on. But anyway. Now, how come when I came out here, all of a sudden the sun want to come? I might go. I'm going to be out here hot and sweat down here. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, please stay there, Cloud. Don't go away, Cloud. Please don't. The point that I'm making right here is this. People want to sit up here and get all bent out of shape and act like they're losing their minds because President Trump said he's tired of talking about how bad the country is, how bad slavery was, and things like that. He's not saying stop talking about it. He's just saying that shouldn't be the only thing we are talking about. What about the good things that happen in America? What about those things? We're not talking about those things. And here's the deal. Some of you that don't know your history, you do know that black people, in spite of all that stuff that was going on during slavery, you do know that there were a lot of black people doing some great things during that time. You do know that, right? You do know that. So if there's any of you in here to know your history or anything like that, who do you know during that time were some prominent black figures that were doing great things? Who do you know? I'm glad you asked. Let's start here. Let me show you something here. Lemuel Haynes. Lemuel Haynes was a black American abandoned at 5 months. I don't even got to go through all that, but let's talk about what he did. He was the first black man to receive a degree in higher education in America in 1804. One of the amazing items is what he accomplished through books that he wrote. Lemuel Haynes died in 1833, leaving behind a legacy of sacrificial services for both God and country. This American deserves to be remembered. July 18th marks the anniversary of the birth of Lemuel Haynes in 1753. Most Americans probably don't know who this man is, but his story definitely is worth telling. This says he was an indentured servant. Okay? Give me a second here. He was an indentured servant. He enlisted in the Minutemen in the American War for Independence and participated in the siege of Boston and the expedition against the Fort Tingadogora decades later. While giving a sermon in his church celebrating George Washington's birthday, he recounted his own service. Perhaps in 1785 that he became an ordained minister. During decades of service as a pastor, as a black American, he led a church that was all white and some that were mixed, whites and blacks, worshiping together, a circumstance many are unaware of. He was a remarkable pastor and a leader, and his churches experienced revival and growth, evidenced by an 1803 letter he penned. And he wrote this in 1803. He said, not a day or night in a week, but people would come to his meetings. The great inquiry among the youth and others was, what shall we do to be saved? Children of the 11 and 12 years old age seemed to be more engaged about religion than they were about their party. Black and white children. The minds of the people in general were attentive. My house has been often thronged with people who desire to discourse about religion, mostly white men. Thus it has pleased the Lord to do wonders among us to the praises of his glorious grace. That's what he wrote in 1803. Don't talk about stuff like that. You want to see another one? Look at this. American Heroes. Look at this. You see the dates on that? 1840 to 1908. 1804 to 1908. No talking about what this man did. Stephen Smith. There go another one. 1795 to 1873. Don't look. While I'm telling you guys this, how about y'all type it in right now? Stagecoach Mary Fields. 1838 to 1910. Robert Smalls. 1839 to 1915. A whole lot of black prominent figures during times and doing great things that a lot of them want to keep from you. They want to keep this information from you. You need to ask yourself, why is that? Why is that? They don't want to let you know that during that time, even when slavery was here in America, that there were still people doing great things that were black, and even some of them were down there in the South, right? They don't want to tell you none of this. You want to know why? They keep this information hidden because they want to paint this picture in a southern lens. That's it. They want to make it seem like all America ever was just a place of just slavery. They don't never want to show you any of this stuff that I'm showing you right now. They don't ever want to show you things like this. They don't want to talk about things like this, and it's a reason why, because it doesn't fit the narrative. You can't sit there and show black people and white people getting together during that time, because it's going to completely crush their minds. I'm putting this right here because I need some shade. It's going to completely crush their minds. It's going to completely kill the narrative. And then people are going to have to wonder, like, why is it that they make it seem like, because I'm telling you guys right now, all the way into my adult age, I'm going to step in this shade, y'all. This heat is hitting me. Oh, Lord. Okay, there we go. Well, anyway, God, yeah, I'm hot. Anyway, all the way up into my adult age, I thought the same exact way a lot of you guys think. I thought that black people being in America, when they first came over on ships, all they ever were were slaves. That's all they ever were just slaves. They were nothing else. There was nothing more to us and nothing like that. And then you hear these stories about all these prominent black figures that did some great things during slavery. Nobody talks about that. You want to know why? Because if you do, you're going to see that there were people that were thriving as black people during slavery. And you will even find out, too, that there were black people that owned black slaves during slavery that they don't want to tell you about. And the question you should be asking yourself is why do they want to keep that information from you? Why is it that if you bring that up, you're going to find individuals in there who's going to get pissed off and get mad about the fact that you're even talking about this? I thought I had some information out here because I was going to show you guys the percentage of black people in the South that own slaves themselves. Some of them in the South own more slaves than some of the white people did. And I'm going to raise you another one. Why isn't anyone talking about that once slavery ended, it wasn't for the Indians? Yeah, the Indians got to hold on to your black butts longer. The Indians got to hold on to your black butts a whole lot longer, but y'all don't have no smoke for them, huh? They said it don't pertain to them. It didn't pertain to them. So all this was, Nimbus, you said it's insane how people are going to try to defend TS. I don't know what that means. The first black in Congress, Senate, were black Republicans. Yes, they were. 1872 was the first African American legislators in history of the United States. What? Say what? Yeah, but the party switched. Bullcrap. Absolute bullcrap. No party switched. All of a sudden they just had a change of heart. You know what? We shouldn't have freed these Negroes. Let's go the other way we used to be. Come on now, stop. Nobody's gonna believe that. They think the party switched all because of what happened when the Republicans just pretty much just said, you know what, we did our part, we kind of done with this. We're gonna go into the railroad complex, industrial complex with the railroad, and we just gonna do our thing. The Democrats said, okay, you know what? We are good with slavery being over with, but we want segregation. So all of a sudden people thought that the party switched because the Republicans stopped wanting to have anything to do with a lot of Negroes. That don't mean that they switched. It's just like I tell people right now when I go and speak, I say the Republicans, the reason why Trump is so different from everybody else, because Republicans never needed black people to win. So why would they go and try to even do anything or say anything? I'm just keeping it real. Why would they try to go and prove and try to get black people's vote when they never needed it? You see what I'm saying? Why would they do that? And let me tell y'all something right now to some of you that are in here. Y'all will be so easy. Whenever I go to speaking events, y'all would be so easy to just completely just brush off because y'all little baby-fied, immature, sad attempts at insults do not work. No matter what you say, I've heard it all. You're an Uncle Tom. You're a bootlicker. You're a coon. You're a house Negro. You're a porch Negro. You tap dancing for the white man. You're Uncle Tom. You a effing sandboat. Man, just go paint your face white, man. How about you just go and just lick the boots? Lick that's not gonna work. Just keep going. It's, let y'all. And some of you that are in here, y'all don't have to don't defend it. Let them do what they do. Look, you got people that are healthy. You got people that are sick, right? The things that are making people sick are illnesses. So you have to expect a cold virus to do what a cold virus to do. You have to expect cancer. Don't get surprised when cancer does what cancer does. You know what I mean? Just don't be surprised when a sickness hits you. Don't be surprised that it makes you throw up, that it makes you have diarrhea, it makes you have a runny nose, it makes you have, clogged sinuses. That's what diseases do. That's what illnesses do. So these individuals that are in here right now, you shouldn't be surprised by what they do and what they say. That's what they are. That's what they do. That's it. So that's why, people like that, you just don't give no attention to whatever like that. I've heard it all. The armor of God is on me. So that stuff that comes at me just bounces right off. It's a waste. So they do themselves no justice in doing things like that. It's of none effect. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe you black folks nothing. I don't owe you white folks nothing. I don't owe anybody anything. I owe it to myself to know the truth. And the Bible says you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. You shall know the truth. which means you need to take the initiative to go out and find out what the truth is. Now, when you do go down and you go down this road and find out what the truth is, understand you're gonna have people that's gonna come against you. You're gonna have people that's gonna say things about you, but it's not about them. It's about you knowing the truth. And once you do get the truth, lock on to it and don't let go. That's it. It's simple. It's not hard. I'm telling you right now. And that's what makes people pissed off, because a lot of black people who feel like they can say certain things, you Negroes are talking like I belong to you. Who told you that? Who told you because you and I got the same skin tone, like that gives you some type of extra hoof to be able to say something to me? Oh, because I'm a black man or I'm a black woman. If I say this to that black man, it's really going to affect Negro. You have none affected me. You had nothing to do with where I am right now. You had nothing to do with the struggles I went through to get where I am right now. You had nothing to do with how accomplished I am right now. So what makes you Negroes think I owe you anything? I say what I say because I want people to know the truth. I want them to hear the truth. I say what I say because I want them to be challenged by what I say. I say what I say because I expect them not to believe what I'm saying, but to go and see is what I'm saying is true. And when they go and see it's true, what else can you come back and say? Have any of you ever been to like Alaska? Really cold, huh? Have any of you ever been there? You go there yourself and experience, you're going to go, oh man, hey, it's cold up there, man. Like, oh my God, it is cold up there. Like, yeah. Why am I saying that? Because a lot of people that are in this chat right now never went down the road to find out the truth. But what they are doing is what they've been accustomed to all of their lives. And I guarantee you what they may be saying to me right now is not just about what I'm saying right now. They do that in almost all aspects of their lives. Again, expect cancer to be cancer and expect it to metastasize, right? It goes all over where it can go. It's going to go and be cancer. So the ones that are in here right now with the sad attempts at what you may think is an insult, do it. I'm used to it. I expect you to do it. Alfred Jenkins says, how do I get my money to this man? I don't require no money, but I mean, I'm definitely not going to say no to it. Patreon.com. No, I'm just kidding. It's, you can look at the links in the description. You can see it down there. I mean, if you donate, great. If you don't, great. But that's not what I do for. Love victim mentality. We see it all over you. Nice. Funny. But what people do is they want to get pissed off. See, it's like one of those, y'all, have you guys ever had someone tell you something or something happened and they reacted to it a certain way, but because you didn't react to it that same way that they did, they get pissed off at you because they expect you to react to it like they reacted to it. You know what I mean? Oh my God, did you see what happened? They did this and they did that and da 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 da. And you're like, oh, okay. And they get mad at you because you didn't react to it like they expected you to. Y'all ever had anything like that happen? Well, that's what folks do all day long. Man, you hear what Trump said? Trump said he want to take slavery out of the museums. He said that? Yeah. I'm going to go look into that. No, man, no. See, you won't. If you telling me that he said it, why would you be pissed off that I'm getting ready to go look to see if he said that? So no, I mean, I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I mean, I think your speech is working against you. Mama Rich, you just making a statement without saying, you made a statement that doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, I think your picture profile is too small. What is that supposed to mean to me? Be more clear with that. Shifty says, you just reporting the news. That's it. That is it. And they get pissed off. I read what he said. And he did not say what people are saying that he said. It's not because I think that's what Trump didn't say. No, I just read what Trump said off to them. Trump said the Smithsonian has gone too woke. He said we need to do better things to where they're not only talking about how bad the country is, how bad slavery was, and how downtrodden people have not been able to progress. There's more to America than just that. He want to get rid of slavery. Y'all, come on, man. Come on now. If that's your interpretation of that, something's wrong with you. No, brother. Trump speaks in code, man. When he say that, he really mean that. Like whenever they rushed the Capitol, Trump said, go and let your voices be heard. He said, go down there and peacefully protest. But what he was really saying was go down there and tear up the building and beat up the police officers and go inside and storm it and go inside so they can just cheer. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Really? I'm supposed to, okay. And see, the thing is, some of you that are in here right now, it pisses you off because you know you can't get to me. You can't. You cannot get to me. Okay. Jared Gosson says, so what should we do with our history? Is my question. Honestly, tell it all. Don't just sit there and just talk about slavery and only thing like make it seem like it only happened to black people. Show the white Irish that was in slavery here. Show how there were Indian tribes over in America that had slaves as well. Show those Indian tribes with black slaves too. Show black people that had black slaves too, and show how those black people were treating those slaves. Talking about how Anthony B. Johnson was the first man to actually legally own a slave. Talk about that. Talk about how the 2/3 clause was a huge big old lie where they try to make it seem like, oh, 2/3, they only looked at black people as being 2/3 of a human. That's a goddamn on lie. Tell the real truth and how they only said that we're only going to let 2/3 of the population of black people in the South be counted because they wanted more representation down there, because they said, okay, wait a minute. See, people don't even know that. People just roll with that. I was told this stuff too. Hey man, you know that they used to look at us like we only 2/3 of a man. That's a lie. That is a complete lie. But what I'm talking about, talk about all of slavery. Talk about how you were sold into slavery. Nobody came to Africa. Nobody came to Africa. These white men did not come to Africa on these boats and go down there and just steal y'all out of the continent of Africa. You talk about how you were sold. That's what I'm saying. Talk about how you were sold. Talk about the statistics that I just gave you, that only out of 12.7 million slaves during the transatlantic slave trade, America barely got 1 to 4%. Talk about that. While Portugal got like almost half, these other countries got way more Negroes than what America did. Talk about how America was the one that set the initiative to actually try to end slavery. In fact, let me show you something. Let me see if I got it in here. This might be the wrong binder. It might be in my other one. Hit that thumbs up button for me, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so. Okay. Let me ask you something right now. This is what they don't want to do. Okay, look, Vader said, oh, because the U.S. only got 1%, then it's okay. No, see, you said that. See what I'm saying? I don't fall for slight of words like that. That's projection right there, what you're doing. I didn't say it was okay. Did anybody hear me say, oh, that was okay? No, nor did I insinuate that it was okay. I'm just letting you know that the way that they are talking about it in America, they're making it seem like that America is the only country that ever did it. And I'll raise you another one, since y'all slavery. I don't see none of y'all going over there and protesting here in America about the slavery that's going on in Africa right now. There's still slavery going on right now, and it's legal in a whole bunch of other countries. It's still legal right now going on. I don't see y'all raising hell over that. It's going on right now. Go raise hell over that. You won't do it. Want me to tell you why? Because you've been taught to virtue signal fake. You've been taught to fake and falsely virtue signal. Like you really mad about what? You ain't really mad about what happened to our ancestors. Stop the bull crap. You are not mad. Stop the BS. You've been told to be mad. You've been taught to be mad. You know what I'm telling you? Let me give you that example. How do some of you respond when you hear a cuss word? Oh yeah, I'm getting into it. Hit that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. It's 300 people in here and only 100 of you guys have hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to repeat myself. Some of you. What's going on, Ann Oakley? Some of you in here right now How do you respond when you hear people swearing or saying a curse word or a cuss word? I'm waiting on the answer down here. Philip says he don't care if he hear people use a cuss word. If you hear people swearing or cussing, how do you respond to it? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. The reason why I asked you guys that, the reason why I said it, because there are people who gets heavily offended when they hear cuss words or they think they're hearing the Lord's name being used in vain. I'm not just talking about Christians. I'm talking about just other people. You can't use swearing words. You can't cuss. Some people react to that in a bad fashion, like, oh my God, they cuss. I don't like cussing. Why don't you like cussing? Who told you that cussing was a bad thing? See what I'm saying? So whoever told you that cursing or cussing or swearing was a bad thing, and the way you reacted in it was based off of how you were taught to react to such words. You can't say bad words. You can't say these words, because if you say it, that's bad. Who told you that was bad? And once whoever told you that was bad, based off how you reacted to it, lets me know that it can be something that can be implemented the same way slavery was. It's just like when I was growing up. We used to box when I was younger. Boxing gloves and stuff like that, right? Box the kids in the neighborhood. Then all of a sudden, it turned to when you're boxing, somebody wanted to try to roast you, right? So I remember it threw me for a loop when somebody was like, I was roasting this dude. And he was like, yo, mama. And I'm like, huh? And everybody was like, ooh, oh. I'm like, I don't get it. Dude, he said your mama. I mean, I don't get it. Like, what is that? Huh? This is me like as probably I think I had to be like 11 years old. I did not understand, like, because this boy said, yo, mama. And everybody was like, oh, you can't do that. I mean, hold on for a second. Dang on thingy down here. Anyway, him saying that, yo, mama. And everybody went all crazy and everything like that. Dude, you can't let them say your mom. That's what they told me. You can't let nobody talk about your mama. You can't. I'm like, but he didn't. But I thought this was about us roasting and making each other laugh. What he said wasn't funny. So, no, man, you can't let nobody talk about your mama. You need to beat him up because he said your mama. I don't get. What am I saying this for, y'all? You can sit here all day and deny it all you want to. I'm 43 years old. If you are my age, younger, or even if you might be in your 50s or 60s, I don't even know. There is no way in the world you're going to sit here and tell me that you pissed off about slavery because you naturally feel some sort of way. You pissed off about slavery is because you were taught to be pissed off about slavery. Good night. Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. I know that's a hard pill to swallow. And the thing is, black folks, they don't even want to let you let it go. They don't even want to let you let it go at all. You were taught to be pissed off about slavery. You were taught to be pissed off about slavery. You don't really care about that. Stop it. And I know some people are not gonna like this. That's completely fine, but I'm telling you the truth. You were taught to be pissed off about slavery. Man, look what they did to our ancestors. What about the people that just got killed up here in Chicago? Man, look what they did to our ancestors. What about the ones that just got killed in Memphis? Look what they're doing to our ancestors. What about the ones that just got killed in Baltimore? Huh? What about the ones that got killed over in L.A.? What about them? But you have more passion for people that were slaves hundreds of years ago. That matters more than your own brothers and sisters that are getting killed right now. That's what I'm saying. Spare me the fake virtue signaling, fake pissed off bullcrap. Now, anyway, like I was saying, is this. They told us, and they told you, all the forefathers were racist and had slaves. All it was about was slavery. Did you know that out of the forefathers, all I think about 56 of them, did you know that only like 15 of them had slaves? Uh-oh. Don't believe me. Y'all, don't believe me. Don't believe me. Go look it up. Go look it up. You heard what I just said? Out of the 56 some forefathers, only like 15 of them had slaves. But they make it seem like to you like all of them did. All of them had slaves. In fact, let me read you something here. This is from Henry Lawrence. Even though the issue of slavery is often raised as discrediting charge against the founding fathers, the historical fact is that slavery was not the product of, nor was it evil introduced by the founding fathers. Uh-oh, it wasn't introduced by the founding fathers. Slavery had been introduced to America nearly 2 centuries before the founders. Uh-oh. Did you know this? Majority of the founding fathers vigorously complained against the fact that Great Britain had forcefully imposed colonies and the evils of slavery. Like who? Thomas Jefferson? Thomas Jefferson criticized the British Empire's policy when it comes to slavery. Not Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson said King George has waged a cruel war against human nature itself. This is what Thomas Jefferson said. Violating its most sacred rights to life and liberty in the persons of a distant people who never offended him. What do you mean by offended? Remember when I told you guys earlier, most people that became slaves were captives of war? Thomas Jefferson said he is violating its most sacred rights of life and liberty in the persons of a distant people who never offended him, capturing them and carrying them into slavery in another hemisphere, or to incur miserable death in their transportation thereof. Determined to keep an open market where men should be bought and sold, he prostituted his negative and suppressing every legislative attempt to prohibit or restrain the excusable commerce. That is, he has opposed efforts to prohibit slave trade. Thomas Jefferson. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I thought Thomas Jefferson, he was a racist and he was trying to... If I'm buffering again, let me know. John Quincy Adams, who was known and given the title Hellhound of Abolition for his extensive efforts against the evil of slavery. All the forefathers. Oh yeah, I'm going to keep reading it. He says, never from the lips was heard one syllable of attempt to justify the institution of slavery. Wait a minute, he said that? Wait, John Quincy Adams said that. He said before the principles of the Declaration of Independence, slavery was common with every other mode of oppression, was destined sooner or later to be banished from earth. While Jefferson himself had introduced a bill designed to end slavery. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Thomas Jefferson introduced a bill designed to end slavery? How come they don't tell you about that? I thought he was racist. Oh, wait a minute. So a white man was trying to get rid of slavery from the moment that they start bringing people over here. But they don't tell you that. Huh? Not all of the Southern founders was opposed to slavery. According to the testimony of Virginian James Madison and Thomas Jefferson, they said it was the founders from North Carolina. Listen, they said it was the founders from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, who mostly favored slavery. They called them out, but they don't tell you all that. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the history that they don't tell you. They didn't tell me this in school. They didn't tell you that in school. Oh, why? Because it wouldn't have been able to go along with the narrative that they keep on bringing in school, that black people only were slaves. That's all they ever was. And white people treated them all bad and all da 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 da. Nimbus said it doesn't matter what race was enslaved by who. Yeah, tell that to people right now. Tell that to people right now. He said it matters the atrocities happen and we should talk about it. In regards to what? When you say we should talk about it with the goal of what? Infuriating people? Or just because these are things that happen, but they shouldn't actually dictate how you act today. We don't talk about it in that way. Be pissed off they did this to your ancestors. We built this country. This country was built on the back of. They do that to pimp people. Let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. I'm black. I was on the receiving end of people doing it to us until I went and looked at this stuff myself. And once I started researching and looking up stuff myself, it painted a completely different picture. Nobody ever told me some of the stuff I'm telling you guys right now. He said, again, we still talk about the Holocaust. We need to teach kids history. That's the part I may not agree with you on. I feel that you should not be taught history until you out of high school, because the brain is not fully developed yet to handle some of this. Because when they showed us Roots, when they showed us Amistad when I was in middle school, it made me pissed off against white people. Now, if they would have said, now guys, white people weren't the only one that did it. They weren't the Indians from India did it. The Chinese people did it. They had one of the big the Arabians. They did it. They didn't say none of that. They made it seem like in our world, the only people that ever did slavery was white people. Let's keep it real. They never talked about everything else. So it paints a different picture. And the thing is, by kids learning about this stuff, it hits them with their emotions. Like I said, it made me pissed off that all I seen was these white people beating black people. That's messed up, man. That's crazy. And then, yeah, you should be mad about that, Ty. And it was horrible, Ty. That's what they did. Made me mad at my white friends. My white friends didn't even do anything. But then yet today they're still, and then just think, that was then in the 90s. Now they're doing it on a different level to where now they're telling your children that all white people are inherently racist. The stuff that went on back in the slave days. White people still have that in them. Are you serious? Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Now let me show y'all another one. Many founding fathers who owned slaves as British citizens released them in the years following America's separation from Great Britain. George Washington, John Dickerson, Caesar Rodney, William Livingston, George White, John Randolph, and others. Furthermore, many of the founding fathers never owned any slaves. For example, John Adams, he wrote himself. John Adams says, my opinion is against slavery. It has always been known that my opinion is against slavery. He said, never in my life did I own a slave. You weren't told that. Samuel Adams, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, he said, but to the eye of reason, what can be more clear that all men have an equal right to happiness in regards to them trying to free the slaves? They don't talk about that. Hit that thumbs up button, folks. Let me tell you what George Mason said. He was a delegate at the Constitutional Convention. He said, as much as I value a union of all states, I would not admit the southern states into the union unless they agreed to discontinue the disgraceful slave trade. (1774), Benjamin Franklin and Benjamin Rush founded America's first anti-slavery society. John Jay was president of a similar society in New York. In fact, when signer of the Constitution William Livingston heard of the New York Society, he, as governor of New Jersey, wrote them offering, may the great and equal Father, God of the human race, who has expressly declared his abhorrence of oppression, and that he is no respecter of person, succeed a design so laudably calculated to undo the heavy burdens, to let the oppressed go free and break every yoke. Ooh, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that though. Let's just keep on talking. Let's just keep on showing them roots. Keep on showing them Amistad. Keep on showing them Mississippi burning. Just keep showing that. See, this is why some of you get pissed off because you think I'm defending Trump. No, I don't care if that was Joe Biden that wrote that on that post. I would be saying the same thing. That's not what he said. It's easy. I would be saying the same thing. That's not what he said. So let me ask you something. When I just read that off to you, how in the world did you interpret that? When I just said to you that if all they keep showing you is Roots, Amistad, Mississippi Burning, all those movies like, if they keep on showing you all those movies like that, why would you get pissed off if I say, hey, can we show more than just that? Because it was more to America than just that. Why do we keep on talking about Mississippi Burning? Why do we keep on talking about Amistad? Why do we keep on talking about Roots? Why, you know there is more to America than just those movies, right? Oh, here you go trying to whitewash America, trying to whitewash us. No, if you pay attention, he's saying add more to it. It's more to America than just slavery. And it is more to America than just slavery. But they don't want to tell you guys this. They don't want to tell you none of this. So anyway, folks, we didn't mean to go into a whole historical lesson, but I did just want to bring out this information though, because I completely understand what it was that Trump was saying. And there's nothing wrong with what he said. Yes. In fact, you need to ask yourself, why do they feel the need? Why do they feel the need to teach it in that manner? You know what I'm saying? Why do they feel the need to teach it in that manner? LOL says B whatever says LOL, you're wrong. Not saying add more. He's saying teaching about slavery is woke and should be stopped. He's taking over everything, trying to justify it. No, he's not. See, you see. Here's the thing. Go read what he said. I just read to you guys what Trump said. You are completely wrong about that. He did not say slavery is woke. He said he is tired of this. He said the Smithsonian is completely going woke because all they keep talking about is how horrible America is. All they keep talking about is how horrible slavery is. And all they keep talking about is how the downtrodden is not going. He said there's more to America than that. He said, why aren't they talking about the goodness of America, the great thing America has done? For example, you do know that I'm not a slave, right? B, you do know that I'm not a slave, right? And if I'm not a slave, and I don't know how many generations I am from ancestors that, matter of fact, I don't even know if my ancestors were enslaved. My ancestors could have came from up north. I don't know. But what I'm asking you right now, why am I and all blacks in America, why aren't we slaves anymore? And who's responsible for that? Come on, B. Come on, B. Where you at? B, where you at? I am not a slave. Many generations of my family are not slaves and have not been slaves. Tell me why. Tell me why. Mm-hmm. Mike Adams said, Ty, as far as you know, your ancestors could have been slave owners, but that doesn't mean that you are either. Exactly. He doesn't know history. Okay, you didn't say anything with that statement. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. You might not even be talking to me. I apologize for that, Richard. The reason why no black people in America are slaves is because white people were willing to kill and die. You heard me? The reason why there is no more slavery is because white people were willing to kill other white people so that black people won't be slaves anymore. Because there's no way, black folks, you would have been able to find that. You wouldn't have been able to fight that war and win by yourself. Not even close. Not even remotely close. Look. There we go. This one I know. This is when you know you stick the. This is when you know you stick the landing, and you really piss people off because the best thing they can do is just do insults. I told you, it's like clockwork. The minute you hit them with a truth that they cannot refute at all, the best thing they can do, here this nigga go. Look at this house Negro. Look at this dumb nigga. Look at this. This nigga don't even know his history. That's the best y'all can do. But come on, keep trying. At least try to be original with your insults or something. Just don't be like everybody else. Don't be with the bullet point typical talking point insults. Try to be original or something. I was talking to you. That's what I meant when I said he didn't know his. Come on, keep trying. Come on, keep trying. What part of slavery was not bad? What part of slavery was not bad? What part of slavery was not bad? What about Thomas Jefferson, who would not sell any of the slaves that was given to him because he wrote in his memoirs that he did not want to separate families? That's a part of slavery that wasn't bad. What about if you go and read his memoirs? He didn't treat them inhumane like we were all trained and indoctrinated to think that everybody that had slaves treated them a certain way. Huh? What about the part of slavery that wasn't really slavery, but it was indentured servitude, to where after they served out their indentured servitude, they were given land and they were able to actually sponsor other blacks to come over and work for them and serve out their indentured servitude and repeat the same thing. But see, they don't tell you that because every black person that came to America during that time was a slave. No, they weren't. They absolutely were not. The orange man won't save your soul. No, I completely agree. No, he won't. That's the man upstairs. That's God, the Lord Jesus, who saved my soul. I don't rely on no man. No. Amy Whitaker, you said I thought indentured service never got out. Yes, they did. Anthony B. Johnson was one of them. Anthony B. Johnson was an indentured servant who served out his indentured servitude, and Anthony B. Johnson actually sponsored for other slaves or indentured servants. You know, they don't want to, all of them were slaves, remember. I'm being funny right now. Anthony B. Johnson actually sponsored for other blacks to come over on the transatlantic slave trade, right? And when they came over, they were supposed to serve out their indentured servitude to him. And one of his indentured servants, I'm just keeping it real, I'm just gonna do y'all some modern day stuff right now. One of his indentured servants was like, oh shoot, my master is a brother. Oh, I know I can chill now. I can just be laxy daisy. Anthony B. Johnson said, oh no, Anthony B. Johnson took his indentured servant to court and said he did not serve out his full indentured servitude like he was supposed to. He was lazy, he was lacking. So I want to make sure that I own him. And he legally was able to own a black man, the first one to do it. But nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Come on now, I know some. Come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all smarter than that. You ready to be a slave now, boy? Yes, I is. In fact, I comes to yous from traveling from afar. I comes from the time. See, Harriet Tubman saved me. You don't know this. And she gives me this here, all the proclamations and all the information. Now, I got to drop this off to the modern day Negro, and I got to go back in times to make sure. Hold on, I hear something. I thought there was massa of the new current that comes to get me because he don't want shoes to knows this information. So what I has to do, I has to make it to that new president y'all has right now and give him all these proclamations and this information, because if I do's give him this, he's going to save all the black folks of today's here. Now, once I do's get away from here, y'all can tell me where I can go get a nice pot of poking beans. I need a nice pot of poking beans. I loves me some poking beans. Tells me where I can go and get them. Therefore, I eats good. Because, oh, I heard a noise. Hold on for a second. I thought there was massa out there with those hound dogs. I don't like them hound dogs. They got a mean bite. Them hound dogs sure enough got a mean bite. So sometimes when I gets away from the hound dogs, I gotta get me some rocks and I chuck them rocks at them. I chuck them rocks at them. I chucks me some rocks at them hound dogs, because they got a good scent. They can smell Negroes from a mile away. That's why I gotta rub myself in some of that deer poop. Them dogs sure enough don't like the smell of deer poop. I rub myself in deer poop. Therefore, I gets away. See what I'm saying? All you do is all you do is fuel me. It will not work on me. Try that with a Negro that's easily naive. Try that with a Negro that's easily deceived. Try that with a Negro who don't know his history. Try that with a Negro who get offended at your insults. All that stuff does is fuel me. So keep it going. Look at that. Put it right back in y'all face and y'all pissed off right now. I bet y'all start going crazy. I'm going to tell him. Let me see what I'm going to type this. Yeah, that's really going to tell him right there. Look. Watch what he do when he see my comment. Watch this. You nigga, you is a Sambo. Yeah, that'll really get him. Oh no, I got one good for him. I bet you be licking them boots. You black, you a disgrace to your race. Man, you skin folk, but you ain't kin folk. Negro, you just want to be white so bad. Oh yeah, that's really gonna get him. Watch this, y'all. Hey, call all my friends, y'all. Come here. Watch what I just said to this Sambo Negro on YouTube. Watch this, y'all. Look at him. 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 It's not gonna work. Keep trying. Come on. I love it. You are actually fueling the system right now by you being in here and trolling and doing what you're doing. Come on, keep it going. Can you imagine if I was in front of you right now and I did this? You would look like a complete idiot. Some of y'all can't even do this out there in real life. That's why you gotta stay behind that keyboard. Come on, keep it going. Come on. Come on, I like this. Come on. Nigga, oh, yeah. Oh, now it's gonna roll to the insults and everything like that. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, keep it going. Look, it's amazing some of y'all are typing right now. You can tell that you can tell you from the hood in the ghetto. Talking about is you going to, what do you mean is you? Is you going, you can tell you because is you ain't at work. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Drop the address. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I don't want to be responsible for your death. What kind of stuff there? Drop the address. Drop the address. Drop the address. You want me to drop the address? Go to your nearest cemetery, dig your own hole, and lay in it. Let me screenshot Uncle Incel. I like this. Let me screenshot this real quick. I have a son that's in cybersecurity. You don't want to go down that road. I sit on the Public Safety Commission and Relations Board. Thank you for that comment right there. Appreciate you. Drop the magic bean in the water, let it grow. Zigzag says, why are people not talking about the accomplishment of black inventors? Because they don't want to show that during these hard times that we as black people thrive like nobody's business. They don't want to talk that post-slavery, we started increasing and being doctors and being pharmacists, shoemakers, store owners, grocery store owners, shoe shining businesses. We started thriving post-slavery. We were more married than the white people were. Post-slavery into the 1940s and 50s, we were married more than what the white people were. In fact, it became a time where black people, we became known as the new middle class. This is before the civil rights movement. They don't tell you Negroes that, do they? Oh, I know they don't. And you're telling me that post-slavery, we increased in hundredfolds in these occupations. We were better mothers, we were better fathers, we had our own businesses, we were doing really good post-slavery, and we were increasing in being these doctors, being these lawyers, being these business owners. We were increasing during a time where it was legal to be discriminative. But now here in 2025, you got a problem. Save me the bull crap. Save me the bull crap. You Negroes are using a phone right now to troll me right now. You're struggling. Yeah, okay. Okay. What did they do to Black Wall Street? We know what happened in Black Wall Street. We know what happened in Black Wall Street. Right? What does it have to do with what you got going on right now? This is where I get people. When I go to speaking events, this is where I get people every single time. What does that have to do with what you have going on right now? What about what happened to your mother? What about what happened to your grandmother? Where's your father at right now? If you don't have one. What about where you stay at right now, huh? What about what happened 5 years ago? What about what happened 10 years ago? Tell me right now, how in the world and what in the world does that have to do with your life right now? Give me something else you want to bring up to be fake pissed off about. Was it wrong? Yes. Was it bad? Yes. You're telling me that that's impeding on your decisions that you have to make right now? You're telling me, based off of some stuff that happened back in history, it has a direct effect on your living situations right now. It has a direct effect on your choices right now. Save it. Save it. Was it horrible? Yes. Was it stuff with Emmett Till? Was it all horrible? Yes. But Negro, what does that have to do with what you're doing right now? Right now. No, man. What? You're gonna be, I don't know how old you are in here, some of you trolls. I don't know how old y'all are, but you're gonna be still doing that same exact thing years from now. Not getting anywhere, not moving anywhere. You're just gonna be sitting back. See that house over there? We built that house. That house right there was built on our backs. Shut up. Nobody want to hear that crap no more. People are done with that, but people are done with the BS. People are done with the BS. History is history, which means it's over. It's done. Again, why aren't you moving ahead right now in 2025? Where you got everything at your fingertips, where you can go and be an electrician, you can be a plumber, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be an electrician, you can do all these things. No, we can't, because of slavery, bro. What they did to us in slavery, man. What they did to us in Black Wall Street, they won't let us have nothing, man. So no point in even trying, man. Okay, stay where you at then. Moving on to the next person. Moving on. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. 229 people in here have not hit that thumbs up button. Why do you people on this feed are not successful, Tom? Yeah, you black. You definitely black and from the hood. You can't. Can you restructure that again? Like, can you actually make it a true sentence structure? Because your education and your level of education is showing right now. I didn't even say your name. I just read your comment. Why do you people on this feed are not successful, Tom? What? And if I'm saying something out of pocket and I kind of misjudge what you just said right there, who you was, my bad. But man, it's coming off kind of. I will never pay reparations. Nobody will ever pay reparations. The slave ships were. I'm not saying that word. Are you trying to trap me? You can't say that word on YouTube. Can you make an honest living without bringing down your own people? Yes, I do every day. When I graduated college in medicine, I help people every single day. Oh, you think that YouTube is my job? You think that you really think that these subjects that I talk about on here, you really think I'm making some income off it? You don't make no income on YouTube talking about stuff like this. Somebody fooled you. That's a figure of speech. I'm not talking directly to you, KG. And when you say, can you make an honest living without bringing your people down? See, that stuff right there doesn't work on me. That's the equivalence of my son saying, uh, can you like not discipline us? Can you not spank us? No. If you're doing something wrong, I'm going to call out what you're doing wrong and I'm going to spank you, metaphorically speaking, and I'm going to correct you. And if your defense is, can't you just do something? No, no, because I'm doing this. It's you. You're the one in trouble. You're the one that's causing the issue. So, of course, I'm going to be on you. This is not bringing people down. This is pointing out the issue that you have. And once you are able to take accountability for it and address it, you can move on. That's how this works. It's really easy. But somebody has taught you to think that way, to say what you said. How am I bringing people down? You cannot. Okay, KG, I want you to explain to me how I'm bringing people down. Big Mama says, are you married? 24 years married. That's the problem. See, the thing is because I've been there. I've been there. I was on the opposite end doing the same thing. Man, look at this. Look what they did to us, man. Look, we built this country. We were kings. We were kings. No, no. See, if you are a doctor, one of the things you are made to do is diagnose. If you come in to a doctor, right, and you tell them all these issues that's going on, and when the doctor tells you, diagnose you with the issue you have, do you get pissed off at the doctor? KG, or any of you in here, I'm asking you the question. Those of you that are against what I'm saying right now, let me say this again. If and when you go in to see the doctor and you have an issue going on, when the doctor diagnoses you and tell you what's wrong with you, do you get pissed off at the doctor and say, why are you trying to bring me down? Why are you, huh? Come on. Come on now. Hit that thumbs up button for me, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on your phone right now, tap your screen. It would give it a thumbs up. My question didn't get answered. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Bohr says some patients do. Raymond said you shouldn't be on live talking to these people. It's trying to teach a dog about math. They'll never understand. Don't talk to these people. Now, Raymond, you know they about to say, "Oh, so you saying that black people are dogs?" you know, you get ready to get it. Let me. Oh, so he trying to say that black people are dogs. Here we go. You're making the false equivalency. You still didn't answer my question. You did not answer my question. I just simply asked you if you go in and you have an issue and the doctor says you have diverticulitis, you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, whatever. Do you get pissed off at the doctor for diagnosing you for the problem you have? So since y'all don't want to answer the question because you already know that you're going to be beat on this, the answer is most likely no. No. Thanks for answering the question, Malik. Thanks for answering the question, Dewood. So here's the thing. That logic and that way of thinking does not work on me because when people say, all you keep on talking about is all the bad stuff black people doing, how are you going to fix your issue that you have if I can't point out the issue that you have? In order for me to fix your issue that you have, we have to point out the illness, the disease that you have. And now we have to give you the remedy to treat that illness or that disease. And once you become healthy, you can thrive. Some of you don't want to thrive. Some of you, like a lot of our patients, you have an issue. You like the attention that you get from being sick. You like the attention that you get from being ill. You like the attention that you get from being diseased. Let me give you an example. We have patients, they go back and forth with each other. Patient go, oh yeah, I'm so bad that they got me taking 6 pills. Another patient go, well, oh, 6 pills. I wish I can take 6. I'm on 13. Another person, oh, 13. I take a I take 23 pills every single day. I got one for my liver, one for my spleen, one for my pancreas, one for my kidneys, and then I got to take one right here that helps me pee. What I'm saying that for is that that's exactly what a lot of you do when it comes to this. Man, look at this. They did this to our ancestors. Man, look at this. They did that. Look at this. We built this. Look at this. I know we're killing each other, but so what? Nobody should say nothing about us killing each other at an astronomical rate. See what I'm saying? Some of you like actually being the patient. You like being the victim because you like the attention that it gives you. My mentees and other people that I work with, you don't hear them out crying and complaining. Want to know why? They're too busy on an upward trajectory. You want to know why? You're not going anywhere. You won't go anywhere. Patients that don't want to get better and remain sick will indeed remain sick and stay where they're at. They're not on a trajectory into getting better. They're not on a trajectory to getting healthier. They're going to remain ill and diseased. They're going to remain on that medication. They're going to remain on that medication they keep taking. They keep telling them you're a victim for the rest of their life. And that's all you're ever going to be is a lifelong patient. And some doctors do give patients and some doctors do treat people for numerous of years. And the patients never get off the medication. So then you need to ask the question, are they really healthy? Are they really well? Are they really well? So what you do, what made my patient sick in the first place? So black people that always try to throw this stuff out there, you always talking about black people. You always bring the black people down. You're focused so much on the spanking that I'm giving them versus asking why are they getting spanked in the first place? Oh boy, good night. Yeah, I dropped the mic with that one. Yeah, yeah. See, that's what a lot of y'all don't do. Yeah, that's what a lot of you don't understand. You are more obsessed in what I'm saying it versus asking why am I saying it. Tobat, I agree with you. I agree with you. Once we got done, man, yeah, I agree with you. Dom Don says we have to stop falling into traps of victimhood. That's 100%. 100%. KG, I don't know who you're talking to. You said clearly some repressed emotions going on here. I don't know who you're directing that to. Morgan Freeman says stop talking about racism. Yep, yeah, stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. I see no tools being provided which is as valuable as a voice in the wind. Well, why would I provide tools when you don't want to admit that you have a problem? Why would I provide tools when you won't even admit that you actually have an issue? Dawood Ali says the tool, deliberate, intellectually, honesty, facts. Israel says, come to ATL, plenty of wealthy black people. Oh man, Atlanta got like, Atlanta, woo! Atlanta is full of wealthy black people. So is Alabama. So is Alabama. All right, I'm done my piece and talking, and I think I'm gonna get ready to let you guys all go. Glad I was able to give you guys a history lesson. We've been here almost an hour and a half, in which I'm appreciative of it. Even some of you trolls in here, some of you haters and all that. I mean, y'all, you serve your part, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't bother me. So, teach, educate, and anchor. Lots of people would like their lives to be better, but don't know where to start. That's true. Some of them don't, and you know what? Some of them don't even want to start because the thing is, they're being fear mongered so hard, right? They are being fear mongered so hard that they're scared to walk through the door. They're scared to walk through the open door. The open door, the door to opportunity is open, but they're being so bamboozled. They're being so fear mongered. They're being so racially pimped. They're scared to walk through the door. No, because I was told that if I go on the other side of that door, man, they gon' no, man. I knew a dude. Hey, my boy. This is what they say about me. Hey, Ty was in the hood, man, up here in Cabrini Green in East Garfield, Chicago. Ty was in the hood, man. Ever since that nigga left, he ain't been back. So in their minds, them white people done got me. Negroes, once you get a taste of this side of the social economics, why would I go back? I don't know any black folks that became socially economically successful that went back to the hood. Who in their right mind would do that? And if they do that, look what happened to them. Nipsey Hussle. That's crazy. And who was Nipsey Hussle killed by? He wasn't killed by the white man. He wasn't killed by the white man. He was killed by another Negro. Did I walk through the door? I walked through the door and ran through it, Gia. Or Gia, however you say your name, or Gaia. I don't know how you say your name. Why are you lying, acting like there aren't people who are happy when someone does make it out of the hood? I never said that. You just said that. But nice try, though. Malik Townsend says, you are from Chi? I go back every chance I get. I do. I got a ton of family up in Chicago, man. So when I go back, it's only going to be for certain events, and it depends on where that event is at. So, you know what I'm saying? It better be somewhere like on the outskirts of Tinley Park or Naperville or Wambasi, but I'm not going Southside. Ooh, no. Gaia said, what doors? You really didn't understand that? Zigzag says, "Go do your research so you can maybe prove this man wrong." They won't do it because that takes too much brain power. That takes too much brain power. Gaia, so I will no longer talk to you because you seemed like you was being genuine at first, but you saying you don't get tired of performing like this. Yeah, so you will no longer be addressed. This apparent what you were here to do, but feel great that I gave you a little bit of my attention. And then randomly, Jesus is coming back soon. My cat Tom says, first time, state of Missouri. I was just there last weekend. What's going on, OCD? Appreciate you. All the best to you and your family. Hey, appreciate that. Deliberate intellectually honesty is the only way out, folks. What, little bug? What were you before black? Colored Indian? Colored Indian? Oh, I hear you. Bro, you look like Michael Jai White. You know how many times I get that, man? I get that all the time, especially when it's like a mean face. I'm joking. No, I do get that a lot though. Especially when I'm at the casino. Somebody always seem to make that comment right there. Like, dude, you look like Michael Jai White. Still crime and another thing. Let's see. I was seeing my dad's Lil Wayne's. My wife and I came from not so good neighborhoods. Planet Arizona says, my wife and I came from not so good neighborhoods. Fast forward, we have a business with 25 employees and we now provide for our children and our staff and their families are blessed as well. I love hearing that. Dozier Medina says, I love your show because you're honest. Appreciate that. My black Jamaican grandmother had a business for decades, 1930 to 1990, and took care of people within their community. This mentality doesn't exist in the U.S. Biakaboyakira. Respect. When you spend a predominant part of your life focused on attributing traits to yourself based on what it meant to be black, a prior American history, you lose part of yourself through the obsession. Nah, for real, you look like dude that played Eve's boyfriend in the first Barbershop. I don't think I haven't seen Barbershop. I never liked really Cedric Entertainer or whatever like that, and I don't know. I just never watched it. I don't know why. My wife has, but I haven't. Taking an honest look at ourselves in the mirror is the hardest thing any of us can do, but we gotta be honest. That's the hard part. Dova, that's facts. Folks, it's been real, but I'm one of those people that I eat once a day. Oh yeah, it's like clockwork. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Clockwork. Well, it's 7:12, and I gotta get ready to get me some food. So with that being said, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button before y'all get out of here. Mike Adams, thank you. Trying to speak common sense to some of these people is like begging an addicted family member to get clean. It's painful, but you don't give up on them. Yeah, and actually, ones that don't want to go, they just don't go. I love my people, so call. If I'm wrong, then I can change. But if you are willing to exchange logically facts, we can continue. Bon appetit. Somebody said 8:12 here. I just ate too, bro. Yeah, I eat once a day, but I'm getting ready to get on some food. So anyway, appreciate you guys all being here, the haters and all ones that attributed to the channel and all that good stuff like that. Hopefully you guys subscribe to the channel, even the ones that don't like what I was saying. At least subscribe to the channel. That way, when I do go live, now I do have it to where I can go live and bring you up on the panel. Don't be scared and be hiding behind the keyboard now, because I can bring you up on the panel so we can kind of go back and forth, not in a bad way, but just to exchange ideas. Because I'm not the type of person where I'm on here to just pretty much get a one up on you or nothing like that. I like to actually hear other people's perspective and why they think the way that they think. Because I never really go into a conversation like, I'm about to go in here and get this person. I never go into it like that. I usually go into a conversation thinking to myself, what is it that this person is about to say that I may not know? Because I don't know everything. But I never go into the conversation like, oh yeah, I'm about to completely destroy them in this debate. That's not me. I know some people operate that way, but I don't. So anyway, folks, with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button before y'all get out of here and subscribe to the channel. Uh, Click the bell notification after you subscribe, right? That way, whenever I do post, you will be notified. I am Ty Smith, model Renaissance man. Hoping and praying every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.